Welcome to our first episode of Streamer Showcase. This is Zolh. He has a combined following of about 94,000 followers. His biggest platforms are Twitch and TikTok. You can catch him live on Twitch or find his informative Call of Duty advice videos on TikTok. Let's jump in. Can you please tell us about yourself and your streaming channel?
So my name is Zolh, and I am a Warzone streamer and a bit of gambling, like I said to Kate earlier. Um, been doing it for about 4 years.
Next is going to be origin story. What inspired you to start streaming and how did you get into the gaming scene?
So when I started streaming, it was because I was playing Warzone, like we all did during lockdown, and I wasn't streaming. I didn't have any intentions to, and I started playing with some guys, and we were pretty good. So we started playing tournaments, South African tournaments. We won a few of those, and then started playing in American tournaments, but you had to stream to to prove you're not cheating. And yeah, we beat a few of the guys, and effectively some of their viewers came across to me, and I had no face cam or anything, so I put a bit of effort in, and here we are now, 4 years later.
Okay, nice. All right, next up is going to be challenges. What were some of the biggest challenges you faced when you started streaming and how did you overcome them?
I think one of the biggest challenges, and I'm sure anyone that streams, has or creates content has gone through it, is the amount of effort and time you put into something and then not get the results that you hoped for, thought you'd get. I mean, it happens to everyone. I think that's one of the toughest things, to get over, and either quit and stop streaming or stop creating content, or figure something else out to get around that challenge and get the results that you want to get.
Yeah, what has been your most memorable moment or achievement since you started streaming?
Um, One of my most memorable moments while I've been streaming is being raided by Huskers. Was a streamer. That was just really cool, and obviously by chance. I actually got banned shortly after that on Twitch for no reason. Like I didn't do anything wrong. They banned me by mistake. This is when I just started doing it full time, so I was banned for 3 months. So that was quite hectic, but it happens. Um, and yeah, I'd probably say it's going to sound cliche, but I've actually met some people that I'm now friends with in real life through streaming. And I've had business opportunities come through from people that I've met, through chats of streams, which is cool.
Oh, that's awesome. What strategies or techniques have you found that's most effective for growing your channel or your viewer base?
That's a good question. I've always tried to do things differently from other people and not have, like, a lot of people have personas when they stream, which is fun, like think of a Doctor Disrespect. People have personas. I've always just been how I am in real life. Like the people that know me, I'm the same when I'm live streaming as I am in person. So I've just gone with the natural. I am who I am. I think a lot of people don't like me for that because I'm very how I am. But that's just what I've been going with. And one of the things I mentioned to Kate earlier also was like a strategy, especially for creating content. I've decided to go the route of giving information and showing people things or teaching them things rather than posting my look at my 1v3 clip. Just my own personal choice.
Totally agree. I want to interrupt that with I don't know if you saw there's this newbie card account that posted those images that you can like swipe through on TikTok. And the one
Yeah,
page is like the female card players thinking they're carrying card. And then the next slide is like the most random people who post all they post is this 1v5 my clutch videos. And I'm sitting there like
content,
content.
content.
Pure content. You might get some hate for that, but I agree 1000%. Like as soon as I'm on
Yeah,
TikTok scrolling and there's like oh my 1v5, I'm just
skip.
skip, not interested.
Yep.
All right, then we know that streaming and real life is a balancing act. How do you balance streaming with the other aspects of your life, such as work, school, or personal time?
So yeah, that's a tough one. I know, Kate. I had to make plans or change the plans 5 times because I was going away literally 5 weekends in a row. So we finally got down to sit down and do this. But I think at the end of the day, there's more. I'm saying this as someone that this is my job. There's more to life than playing games, and we all love it, and it's a great thing. But go and have fun, do what you got to do. the computer, the PlayStation will always be there. So you have to have that balance. But I mean, that's with everything you do in life. You have to have a balance.
That's a good one. I'm gonna throw in there the fact that you do this full time. Like, um,
Mm.
is it sustainable for you? When did you decide to go from doing whatever you were doing? What were you doing before, if I can ask?
So I just started studying. I mean, I was 19. When COVID hit. So yeah, I was studying, and then COVID hit, and I've been a gamer my whole life since I was 6, 7 years old. So I've always been gaming, and then what happened with how it happened. Um, but yeah, it's tough to follow onto your question. It's tough doing this full time. There are people that do it in South Africa. That do really well. I did really well. Sometimes I do really well. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, it's not like a solid. You get your income. That's what it's gonna be every month. It's like a
That's the
spike
biggest
in.
thing, the ups and downs.
Mm.
1 month you earn more than you would earn in 6 months, and then 6 months you earn less. Yeah, it's tough.
What are your future goals for your streaming career, and how do you plan to achieve them? Like, what's the next step in your streaming process?
So so recently I've been transitioning from solely streaming, relying on the subs, to be very, frank, relying on subs and donors. I'm not that guy. Um, so that's why I've launched my business, so that I can, provide value to people that want gaming setups and stuff like that. And with regard to streaming, I still think it's a great way to, get your content, your whatever you are selling or doing out there. It is a great way. Um, and with regard to streaming itself, also, I'm transitioning away from the gaming side of things, because gaming became less fun for me because it's my job. So what I do is my hobby, because it's my job. So I'm transitioning into, like I said, the gambling content. TikTok's gonna hate this, but yeah.
Please tell me a little bit more about ZolhTech and what you guys offer. Where do you ship? How does that work if someone's interested in buying from your company?
So ZolhTech, the reason I started it was because I'd be streaming and people see my PC and they go, "Hey, where did you get your PC from?" And I used to tell people where I got it from. And then one day I was like, "Hey, why am I sending business to a company that doesn't even know I exist? I'm like promoting them." And I was like, "Wait, there's a gap I can fill here." So I did. And yeah, basically everything that you would need for gaming, a gaming chair to a monitor to a full PC to a graphics card, mouse, keyboard, whatever you need, at a very competitive price, because I know that's a problem for a lot of people. Obviously, we live in South Africa. Um, but yeah, and with regard to the shipping, anywhere in the country, we have warehouses in Cape Town and in Joburg. So if you live in Joburg, you'll get from Joburg. So it's quick, it's fast. You don't have to wait for a week for shipping. It'll be within the week. And yeah, that's about it.
That's good to know
And if I missed
because
a question there,
that's good. That's good to know because lots of tech companies in South Africa have like a 2-week waiting period from order to delivery, and you guys are pretty quick. You say like 2 days in the week.
yes. And the thing is, I can see what's in stock in the warehouse. So if it's in stock, I'll say, listen, it's in stock, so it can be at your door in 2 days' time. If it's not in stock, obviously you can do a back order, and it'll take a bit more time.
That's awesome because turnaround time for gamers is very important. All right,
Yeah,
so we're gonna go on to some of the other questions if that's fine with you. Just so I've got like
cool.
more stuff.
Yeah, yeah, no, I'm easy.
Um, sweet. Can you walk us through your streaming setup and what equipment you use, like your favorites and what you would maybe not so much recommend?
Is this for a gamer or a streamer?
Um, let's do both. Let's start with
Okay,
streamer and then go to gamer.
sure. So for a streamer, I say the most important thing is a good mic. It's like my pet peeve when I have people that are streaming, like Love Lenny, who has a terrible mic setup. Um, But yeah, a microphone is really, really good. Lighting is really, really good, because I mean, imagine I was sitting in the dark here. It looks terrible. Um, and yeah, I'd say for streaming the most important: lights, camera, action. Um, for gaming, a lot of people, and I sell PCs. A lot of people say you have to have the top of the range PC. You really don't. A PS5 with a good monitor, you sorted. It's not going to make you a good player, really, to spend 100,000 rand on a build. To be honest, um, Some of my favorite items in my setup, I'd say is my stream deck, also for streamers, but whatever, it's really really cool. Like I can do my lights on and off and all the other fancy things. Um, and then I've got a gaming PC and a streaming PC, so currently using both. So I game off one PC, so I don't lose any performance. I can turn off my gaming PC right now, and it wouldn't if the stream would keep going, which is really cool. I have 3 monitors. I have, yeah, 2 PCs and 3 monitors. That's about it.
Oh, that's awesome. And you said you have solar for our ESCOM issue. How did you get to get that sorted? And how long does it run after the power's off? Do you have like a 2 hour limit, or can you just keep going?
Yeah, so it's full solar. Basically, I think the most we've had is 3 days off, and I was still streaming during that.
Oh wow.
Um, so yeah, it's I think it's like 27 panels on the roof and
So
4 batteries and 2 inverters.
you
It's
are
a
set.
beefy setup. Yeah.
Definitely needed in this country. Okay, and then the learning curve. What was like the steepest learning curve that you had to, challenge and overcome when you started out streaming?
I think this relates back to the question you asked earlier about the content or the challenges that you have to overcome. I think one of the toughest things is, especially in the beginning, you streaming and there's no one watching you, or there's not as many people as you'd like watching, and you almost feel bad about it. And I got advice from another big streamer, and he said, turn off your viewers, stream as you would be streaming to 1,000 viewers, the same as you would to 5 people. You should be the same. You shouldn't act differently because you've got 100 versus 5. So I think that's one of the biggest things that I've learned.
That's good because that can be pretty defeating. And then talking about people that you asked advice from, who is your biggest influence when it comes to content creators or streamers? Who's influenced your style and approach to streaming the most?
That's quite a tough question. I must say, I actually don't even know the year. I think 2016, 2017, I watched a lot of Tifu, and that was Fortnite. And I didn't even really play Fortnite, but I liked watching the guy. Like he's a cool guy.
Yeah.
So I think I've got some of the way that I am on stream from him. You know, the like nonchalant style of it, I guess. But to be very honest, I don't actually watch that many streamers, if anything at all. Kind of because when I'm done streaming, I don't want to watch streams. It'll just be like a never-ending loop.
Yeah.
What I do enjoy is every now and then just seeing someone's content, and I'm like, geez, like this person is really really good, and they're not getting the views, and I'm like, geez, like they should be doing really well. It's a cool thing to see.
So we all know that streaming comes with its pros and its cons, and obviously, streaming on different platforms. I see you've got a TikTok, Twitch, Kick, YouTube. You're on everything. How do you handle difficult or negative interactions with viewers and or comments? Like, how do you deal with that?
So I actually really enjoy it. Like for me, it's a bit of fun when someone, you know, people say stuff. It's the internet. I can make an account now and go onto your stream and say what I want, and you don't know who I am. So I either ignore it if it's like not worth my time, or if I'm a bit, I'm not into it. But I like actually having a go back at people and like trying to understand what they're trying to get out of saying what they're saying. Like it's a bit of fun. Like, and at the end of the day, if you're laughing at them, they're not getting the reaction they want, then they're like, and then they leave. So yeah,
Okay, so you don't go straight for the ban hammer. You like try and
I honestly I can't remember the last time I banned someone.
oh geez, well done.
Um, yeah, I know some of my mods get a bit bored or they try and, but yeah. Sometimes I unban them so I can carry the the
Okay,
conversation on if the mod has banned them.
I'm not done with you.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I've seen you advertise that you went through a phase where you were more on Kick, but I also see you have a big following on Twitch. What is the platform you currently stream on? Do you multi-stream? And yeah, which platform do you prefer?
So I started streaming on Twitch and I did really well with regard to viewers and everything like that. And then Kick came around and I saw the whole 95-5 split. So basically, if someone subs, you keep the full sub basically. So it's 100 and whatever rand versus the 15 rand for a sub on Twitch, which is half of the 30 rand sub for South African. So I currently multi-stream Twitch and Kick, and sometimes TikTok too during the day. But I've tried everything. I streamed on Facebook. I streamed on a platform called Trovo. Probably nobody even knows about them.
Provo.
Um, yeah, there's been a few.
Sure. I want to ask about the Facebook thing because I did a social experiment in the last 2 weeks. I was like, okay, I'm going to dump all of my clips on Facebook and see what happens. Um, it's a whole different audience, but I just want to find out how was Facebook streaming for you.
So I actually remember my first Facebook stream. I don't even know why I decided to stream on Facebook, but it was the launch of a new season, and I went live. And after about 10 minutes, I had 100 viewers, and I was like, I couldn't believe it, and I was like, "What's happening?" It was really cool because obviously I didn't have a following on there at all, and it was just all these random people. I think the problem with a platform like that is not really a problem, but the fact of the matter is that when someone's on Facebook, they're not actively looking for a gamer to watch unless they follow them already. So you're getting random people scrolling through their feed and seeing you, and then so it's not really that retaining as like Twitch because people are on Twitch to watch streams.
How do you plan your schedule or your streams or your content? What's your setup? What does your week look like? Except for all the traveling
So,
that you've been doing.
yeah, so I used to have I used to have a really solid schedule, like live at 8 a.m. or live at 12 or whatever it was. Um, but as of late, let's say the last 2 years, I go live when I go live, and yeah, I stream for as long as I decide to stream. I think my shortest stream was about 7 minutes. I left after the fifth death in a rebirth game. I was like, I'm done, and I ended stream. I was gone.
Yeah, that kind of goes in with the stream health. I want to ask you, how do you ensure that you stay healthy and avoid burnout while streaming? And how do you keep that mental balance? Because it can be an exhausting thing to, just keep going with streaming.
Yeah, so I'm a guy that loves the outdoors, fishing, hunting, all of that stuff. So obviously, being behind a screen and being on the social media platforms all the time is not healthy. It isn't. So that's what, like I said, I don't watch streams after I'm finished streaming because it would just burn me out. Definitely. Also, this will tie in specifically for content creators, but um, stream less and make content more. You don't have to stream for 12 hours a day or 10 hours a day, 8 hours a day. Stream for 2 hours a day, stream for an hour a day, and spend 2, 3 hours editing videos or whatever it is. You don't have to stream as much as you think you do.
That's a good thing. I've heard that from a few pros, so good to know. You market yourself as a Warzone streamer. Have you ever streamed anything else, different games, or are you just a Call of Duty Warzone? Yeah.
So, at least back in the day, I used to think that people only watched me because I was half decent at Call of Duty. But now I'm bad at Call of Duty, so I actually don't even know why people watch me. But I've tried a few games. I've tried Fortnite. I've tried Valorant. I've tried all of them. I mean, I love gaming and they're cool, but the thing with me is I like being competitive. I like being good at something. So I'm not like a variety streamer that can chop and change because if I'm not good at the game, then I enjoy myself less.
How do you handle technical difficulties during your live stream, and what backup plans do you have in place?
So I've had my fair share of issues. It happens whether it's ISPs acting up or my audio with the dual PC setup just deciding to die and I sound like a robot. I always get bullied and I get called a part-time streamer or don't know what you're doing streamer because something in the setup goes wrong. I just, like I said, you go with the flow. Obviously, I didn't do it on purpose. I try and sort it out. Everyone laughs at me. I mean, yesterday I started stream with my mic muted and I didn't know for about 5 minutes. So it happens. I mean, at the end of the day, everyone's human. It's not the end of the world. You're not gonna fall over. So yeah.
What advice would you give to someone who's just started out their streaming career?
So it's a tough one, and I don't want to be that guy, but I don't. If when people ask like, "Oh, should I start streaming? Should I buy a PC to stream?" I say no. I'm like, I'm that guy. I don't want
You're
to be
that
that guy,
guy.
but I am. I say no, or I say it's. I think people think, especially people that haven't done it, they think click go live, you play games and you make money, and it's all. It's not like that. It's a lot of time and effort, and there was a stage when I was streaming, I was like, I could just go get a job and make more money and spend less time doing it. what am I doing? You know what I mean? Like, and that has it's happened. So it is possible and it is great. And if you enjoy it, it's obviously amazing. But it's tough and it's not as easy as people make it out to be. Um, Definitely doable. I've done it, and I'm, you know, so it's doable. It is doable.
Yeah.
And I don't think I gave any advice though, did I? I just
Um,
told everyone not to do it.
I like that kind of because I've had a few friends that have asked me, should I do it? And I'm like, yeah, let's go. I'll help you with the setup. I'll help you with everything. Let's get you going. And then the first time they click live and they go, they're like, oh my, like where am I supposed to look? Why is so much happening? Why is this not working? And yeah, they lots of people underestimate how much actually goes into it and how you need to present yourself and be professional and yeah. So I don't know. I like your
Yeah,
advice about maybe don't do it. It's different. It's not the usual follow your dream, do it.
I'm not
because
that guy.
because I've heard of people streaming for like 6 years and they haven't hit like 1,000, 2,000 followers yet. So it's just I don't I believe what you're
Sometimes
saying.
things
It's
are just not for you.
yeah.
You might just not
Sometimes
be good at it, or I mean, I don't even think I'm good at it, but sometimes the apple falls on your head and you run with it, I guess.
Joe,
Yeah.
who would you recommend to interview next? Because there's a few people. I've got a massive list, and so who do you recommend? It must be a South African streamer. Yeah, just give me someone good.
So two people that I would, I mean, I know them. The one is a friend that I play Warzone with, so Resist. He's on TikTok and Twitch. And another one would actually be Love Lenny. She's been doing really, really well as of recently, really well. And yeah, I'm sure they both like to, chat to you.